Shit is so clean. Almost 20 years later, and this game, I will tell you right now, this game is probably my second favorite Final Fantasy ever made. First one is 7, of course, and then Tactics. For many reasons. This game has actually sparked my love for tactical RPGs, just in general. But anyway, welcome back to the shoot. My name is Adam, and for those of you joining me today, you might be noticing something a little different. Normally, my content is more geared towards reaction style commentary. Today, Final Fantasy has sort of taken up many roots in my hobbies as of late. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a huge pile of magic cards right there, as well as there's a massive box behind me, just chock full of magic cards, as well as under my desk, there's a ton of magic cards. I love Magic the Gathering. My wife hates that I love Magic the Gathering so much because, well, you can see the messes everywhere. But those are decks, I swear. Recently, Final Fantasy has sort of crept its way into the Magic the Gathering space, as well as a remake of original Final Fantasy Tactics coming out in October of this year, 2025. So it really got me thinking, man, it's been a long time since I've played Final Fantasy Tactics. And then I began to think, wait a minute, I haven't beaten any Final Fantasy games before Final Fantasy VII. And I know, some of you watching out there might be like, sacrilege, heresy, you terrible human being. But I'm looking to rectify that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make it a personal goal of mine to beat every Final Fantasy leading up to Tactics in anticipation of the release of the remake. When the remake comes out, I plan on streaming it. I plan on doing content on it. Again, Tactics is my second favorite Final Fantasy ever made, so this is a really big deal for me. And my thought process is, instead of starting at 1 and working my way all the way up through Tactics and hopefully getting it done before the game comes out, I should really get the main event done and out of the way. That way, it's released, it's done, I don't have to play the original, then go right into playing the remake or vice versa. So I'm going to start with Final Fantasy Tactics, released in 1997. I don't know how much of the side quests I'm going to do, if I'm going to get Cloud or do any of that stuff, or the Zodiac summon. And then progressively work my way through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Coincidentally enough, as a Final Fantasy VII fan, there's always the debate of which one is better, 6 or 7. And a lot of people say 6 is better because Kefka, spoiler alert, actually succeeds in his plan. And Kefka in the Magic the Gathering card is probably one of my favorite ones printed, just because it's an interesting concept. But anyway, I digress. We're not talking Magic the Gathering right now. So, I do have a game plan. Usually when I play Tactics, I will go through and I will get usually I'll get a ninja, equip swords, and just steamroll the game. That's probably going to be my plan for this playthrough, simply because I want to make sure I get through this game and as many of the other Final Fantasies as quickly as possible before the release of Remake. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, that's right. We have the birth date selection here. The Lion War. Also, the remake is supposed to have entirely voice acted everything, which will be a really nice change of pace. That way, you don't have to read everything. Okay, I think we all know the story of Tactics. There's a massive war between two factions, the War of the Lions. We will be portraying the character of Ramza, in addition to various other characters, like, oh my god, once I get TG Sid. Let's pick an arbitrary date of birth. There we go. November 16th is what we're going with. So I know that does affect your bravery and your faith in some way. Which this is going to have us as a Scorpio, which I think has a pretty decent bravery. So that'll work out pretty well for our ninja dual-wielding build. And I'm going to try and get that as fast as possible. So what's going to happen is there will be a fair amount of grinding. There's going to be a fair amount of grinding with all of the Final Fantasy games, but specifically this one is the least entertaining, because I don't know if you're not familiar. You essentially organize your units around one enemy, preferably a chocobo, and have, at least the way I do it, is have a thief steal heart or charm the chocobo. That way, you can take turns beating the crap out of it with the units you have surrounding the enemy, and then it will use Choco Cure as long as it is charmed to heal itself and everyone around it. So that's probably going to be the vast majority of the grind. Another grind you can do is you can give everybody the item skill, beat the crap out of a surrounded enemy, and take turns healing it, because you get job points with every action you take, as long as it's a successful action. So when the grind happens, I'll just speed up the footage and get through that as fast as possible. So we have Battle Chickens. Those are the chocobos I was talking about. Alright, let's just get into it. I apologize for anyone who is unfamiliar with Final Fantasy Tactics. This isn't necessarily going to be a lore run or anything. Again, I'm just trying to get through the game. Orbon Monastery. It'll be really interesting to see how these names and locations are pronounced. God, please help us, sinful children of Ivalice. Princess Avelia. I thought there was a change with the War of the Lions version, where a lot of the names get switched up. So, like, I think Avelia is Olivia. Agrius is like Algus or Argus or something. The guards have arrived. Priest. Princess, don't give Agrius trouble. Please hurry. The boy. In quite possibly the coolest armor, the purple. For those of you that know, purple is the best color, so don't be rude to the princess. Is this going to be alright? Yeah, this guy. This guy sucks. God, how long has it been since I've played this game? Probably... I think last I played it, it was on the PS3 when they did that digital release. Because there are no... As far as I can remember, there are no modern console releases of this game. And to be clear, I am emulating this. I have my copy right in there. You got my PS4, PS5 games, and then behind those are like PS2, PS1. So I do have a physical legal copy of this game. Again, do not steal games. That's pirating shit is no good. Make sure you own the game before you do any sort of like emulation stuff like that. All right, so we have our first like tutorial battle here. It's right outside of Avon Monastery. These jabrones are showing up trying to start shit. Chris is the Black Lion. What's wrong with Prince Cortana? Yeah, you're such an idiot. Knave, there's no point in resisting. Just give us the princess or that beautiful face of yours will be scarred forever. What a bunch of dicks. And then Gafgarion shows up, swinging his dick everywhere. I had no idea that my face was covering up all the text. Wow. Defeat all enemies. Yeah, so Gafgarion, spoiler alert, Gafgarion is a complete asshole. He is a mercenary who's just in it for the money and doesn't care who he kills or has to or does not have to kill. So there might be a little, and I do mess around with the camera a lot. So, with the remake, I'm really hoping they fix... Alright, let's see what guts we have. We have Accumulate! Good. So, we'll just be sitting here doing that for a while. Because there's not necessarily a need for us to move forward and contribute to this fight. Life is short, very. Because a lot of the NPCs will just do the work for us. The only one we can control right now is Ramza, and he's not exactly the strongest character. Let's see, what was I going on about? Yeah, so whenever they use these techniques, like the Stasis Sword, the Soul Punch, anything like that, or just like anything that requires an effect, with the PSP version, the War of the Lions, there was a terrible effect that took place. It would slow it down to like 5 frames per second. And it wasn't like, oh, well, we can just deal with it because that sort of thing doesn't happen very often. No. Even when the numbers would come up, like the JP and experience gain, it would also have that effect. So that's another reason why I'm not really, like, too incentivized to play the War of the Lions version. On top of, the remake is going to be a remake of the original, not of the War of the Lions version. So you're not going to have the Dark Knight, you're not going to have the Onion Knight, you're not going to have all that extra stuff that came with that game, which is kind of sad because Balthier is not going to be in it. But, I mean, at least we're getting a remake, so that excites me. And yeah, we're just going to progress through this fight. Oh shit, fire. So yeah, there's not really a whole lot more that I have to say about this fight, so editor, If you want to, go ahead and fast forward. I'll see you on the other side. Alright, so this is going to end the fight. Alright, cool. Gafgarion. Final strike. Oh no, there's something happening to the princess. I wonder what it could be. Oh, there's a knight. Where did he get in at? She doesn't want to go with you, fool.
Falcon punch!
Oh. Equal rights and equal lefts. Okay. So I never really understood, this is really big in like the anime sphere, how punching somebody in the gut knocks them out. That I've never seen that happen. Like I've seen a liver punch and it doesn't knock them out, but it does collapse them and put them into a ball of pain. So that knight was a knight by the name of Delita, or Delita. I always pronounce it Delita. It's sort of like a Titus Titus situation. Alright, so we have a bit of a flashback here. Delita's name appears for the first time a year before the Lion War broke out. Reading is... oh my god. So I have to make a few changes to the settings the next chance I get. Oh my god. There it goes. You can do it, buddy. There we go. Little money. To put the emphasis on how broke everyone was. Couldn't pay for a higher frame rate. Yeah. So, robbery and murder, commonplace. Many heroes and wizards came out of there. The Garland was no exception. Chapter 1. The Meager. Oh, Military Academy's Auditorium. So there's a couple of things we're going to be looking out for. We're going to be looking out for somebody, at least 2 classes with high faith, and 2 characters with high bravery. I had another wagon bound for Egros. It was attacked. Must have been the Death Corps. And the reason why we're looking for high faith is because they are both more effective in using magic, but also they take more damage from magic. So it's sort of like a double-edged sword when it comes to your bravery and faith. So the higher both of those are, the more effective you are with using that skill, as well as more affected you are by that skill. Alright, so we got some names getting thrown out. Larg, Elmdor. There are danger zones everywhere. Pocket's Knights are in full operation, but suffering from a shortage of men, so they need us cadets. Alright, so we have our CO coming in. Jesus. And the design is just so sick to me. I love all the character designs. Barbarians are rapidly increasing here in Galleon. Traitors, Death Corps detest the royal family. We cannot overlook them. We will begin extermination of these traitors by order of our master. Larg's Knights stationed at Agros Castle, and many other groups will participate. Your duty is to support the flank. Specifically, you'll go to Egros and help guard it. So, We're gonna beat the crap out of some brigands. Cadets, ready your swords. A gang of tortured. They're tortured thieves. Trying to sneak into this town. We'll begin preparations now and keep them out of town. Come with me. This is frontline operations. That's all. Prepare immediately. So it's crazy that this guy says, follow me. You're coming with me. We're going to deal with this. We won't save. We don't need to. But yet, when the battle starts, it's just like... It's a bunch of squires and chemists. So... Alright, we have... So our bravery and faith is always 70-70. Brave... That's pretty good. 66 and faith 70, so he could be either or. This guy is a mage. Ooh. This guy might be a mage. She's rough. She could be a mage. And she could be physical, I guess. So that usually determines... Okay. So we'll go squire here. We'll go chemist. Squire, chemist. I always like to have two. Oh. Okay, I can't look at their stats or skills or anything. Oh, I can look at their stats, but I can't look at their specific job skills. Like, I always like to have somebody who already has Phoenix down, that way I don't have to learn it. It's just another thing that gets taken off the plate if they have it. Also, some of these characters may not have potion, which is stupid. Thief. What's this? Just a bunch of kids. What luck. Okay, we all have to do the... All we have to do is kill these kids, then we can escape. Oh, we'll kill every one of you. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me, because I feel like if they were trying to escape, they would just kill what's necessary and then escape. Alright, so we got our little buddy Delita, whom we cannot control. This battle, for the most part, is pretty scripted. If things go the most wrong ever, then you could lose a character. I don't think I've ever had that happen, but I mean, I've seen it happen. So one of our prime targets is going to be that chemist. He 9 times out of 10, or I guess 99 times out of 10, has potion. Don't patronize me. Oh, he's a Beowulf. Yeah. Heard a scary name, didn't you? Bunch of spoiled punks. Alright, let's see what we got. Guts. We have Wish. That sucks. I was hoping for, like, Rock Throw. Or Throw Stone, I think they call it in here. So we'll just press forward and we'll kick the crap out of this chick. Now, if we were super lucky, I could have critted and pushed her ass off. Alright, he has Throw Stone. So we will go here, and I don't think I can reach with Throw Stone. No. So we will wait. Alright, let's see what she has. Cool, she has Potion. So I can push her... we'll push her here. And what do you have? You only have Dash, so you will go up front. And then you have... Good shit, they both have Potion. So I can split these two up. Put one with Ramza, one with Delita, and hopefully not have to use a ton of resources in this fight. If Delita goes down, whatever. Your guests, they can't die So when a target, or sorry, when a unit goes down, when they go to 0 HP, they don't just die. They essentially, like 5e D&D, they have 3 turns in which you have to pick them up with a Phoenix down, or they turn into a crystal and then they're gone forever. So let's move Sean. Wait, move Sean. Smack him with an attack. Pass, move up here. Let's see. Can we get a potion? Wait, does Ramza need? Nah, he doesn't need one. So we'll throw a potion at Delita just to get some JP and experience. Because, in a perfect world, we'll get enough experience and job points to get Black Mage on our chemists. Magic at any, oh my god, at any point in this game is really, really good. Alright, so let's go here, put her down. See what he does. Gonna go after the chemist. Smart. Okay, we need to move. Go here. Use one of our handy dandy potions. That's a really cool thing about a chemist is they have the throw item skill. Which will allow you to use items. I think it's up to like 3 or 4 squares away. Normally, you have to be in an adjacent square in order to use a potion. So let's move you, take this guy out. The cow. Oh, and that was one of the things that they changed with the War of the Lions version, the PSP version, is the Death Whale was changed, as well as a lot of the other sound effects in this game. So hopefully with the remake, they rectify that and they put the right sounds back in. Alright, I should really heal you, because I have a feeling they're going to gang up on her again. Yeah, job level. So that officially gave us Black Mage. And Priest. Or I guess Wizard and Priest. Cool. So that will... Oh my god, he does so much damage. That will allow me to showcase a glitch. A very famous glitch with this game. It's called the JP Scroll glitch. And what it'll do is, if we get to a certain point, JP-wise, where we can learn a skill, we can... Let's go here. We can essentially learn every skill in that class. Oh, this is dangerous to move here. Do I just... Yeah, I just smack him. Get some. Hopefully that'll force him to run away. Can I throw a potion from here? Sit! I forgot what I was saying. Anyway. Alright, Delita. Go smack somebody. Of course, he would hit the one that isn't injured instead of the one who's doing a ton of damage. Alright, let's give him a smack there. Should be able to throw a stone from over here. Okay, y'all. Suck it, nerd. Alright, so that should give me... Let's move. That should give me Archer, which I'll need to get Ninja. Alright, and this will force him to be locked into, like, a self-preservation state. So every one of his turns, as long as I can keep crouching him, he will be forced to use a potion on himself. Which is really useful, because then I can kill the actual threats. Let's see, we'll give you a potion. I also kind of need to be careful about what items I use this early in the game. Because Gil is not really hard to come by. Sweet, so I have 2 black mages. But it's scarce in the beginning stages of this game. Alright, Chemist. Alright, so at this point we're just going to clean up the Chemist, and I will see you when the battle is over. And the battle is over. So, as I stated at the beginning, this is sort of like a tutorial one. They don't throw a lot of really tough enemies at you. The only trouble is, like, if you don't take care of that Chemist or kill all the other units quickly enough, the Chemist can prolong the fight and just make things unnecessarily difficult. So yeah, let's see what we got. 500 gil, 2500 gil, mithril knife, phoenix down, and a potion. Good, because we used all our damn potions. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our formation menu. Yep, I'm aware. Going to go into formation, and we're going to see what we can learn. Ooh, 200. So that's good enough to get gain JP up, which, honestly, if you played this game before, you know exactly how powerful gain JP up is. And this is going to be the first instance of the JP scroll glitch. So the whole idea is you go to purchase something that you can afford. You see how there's like 2 different shades. There's black and there's gray. Anything that's grayed out, you can't buy. However, and this only works with the original, is you can go in like you're going to purchase something, and once you're in this menu, you hold square and push down, which will cause the page to shift. It'll send you to a second page. Now, in this situation, the glitch won't work because I can also afford antidote. So what I need to do is I need to manipulate what I purchase to be, once I do the scroll, to be on a like a selection that I cannot normally afford. So currently, it's asking me if I want to purchase Maiden's Kiss, which I can't afford at 200 JP. But since I scrolled to Ether, what's going to happen is when I hit circle, it's going to do... The JP is going to glitch out on me, which is going to send it all to 000s. From here, I believe you can just go through and you can purchase all the things you want. But what I do, just as a safety, is I'll exit out, go back into Learn, and if you notice, Chemist is at 9,999 JP. So then I can just go in and I can buy all the things. And with this glitch, Auto Potion is a really cool safety. With this glitch, you could really, really abuse the growth of a class. So, like, for instance, if I were to do this on Wizard, over here you have counter magic, you have magic attack up, which is, it just like buffs all your spells and spell damage. You can have magics that you're not supposed to have, like Flare, even though it costs 60 MP, so you can't use it for a really long time. And yeah, it's a really useful thing. Part of me hopes that they keep it in the remake. Another part of me hopes that they don't, because it sort of trivializes the grind a little bit. At that point, like, once you do this, you are strictly grinding to get new classes. And for the most part, that's like, in my opinion, once you get to Ninja, which is Archer 4, Thief 3, Geomancer 2, at least in the original. And the remake, I believe it's a little different, or in War of the Lions. Once you get the Ninja, just the whole game becomes trivialized. So we're gonna grind Knight until we get to equip Sword, and then we'll start. Or actually, no, we're gonna stay in Chemist till we can get, or Squire till we get Accumulate, which shouldn't take too terribly long. So let's set these real fast. So what's also going to happen is these characters are, for the most part, going to be kind of useless. The ones that didn't get JP levels or job levels or anything. Because once you kind of have your core 4 or 5 characters, there's not really a need. Unless one of your characters, something crazy happens and one of them dies, there's not really a need to level up anybody else. Now, sometimes the glitch will quote-unquote glitch and not work. And if that happens, like, I don't know a workaround, it just eats up some of your JP, and you kind of have to do it legitimately. Alright, we're gonna change class to Wizard. So now I can go in and I can blow things up. Yay! We're gonna use item. Auto potion. Oh no, I shouldn't put auto potion on. Magic attack up. Move find item. And the reason I shouldn't use auto potion is because I don't have a ton of potions. You only really want to use that when, did I ever check him? I did. But yeah, you only want to use that when you are pretty well off with potions. Man, everybody's just getting shafted in here. Yeah, and realistically, I should only really be picking like three or four things, like Phoenix Down, Remedy, Ether, and like High Potion. Those are the only ones that are necessarily going to matter for this playthrough. But you know what? Sometimes you just want to feel powerful. So we'll scroll down. Oop. And that's what I mean. You see how my JP didn't go to all zeros? It's because the glitch didn't work for some reason. So let's go in and try it again. Go here. Yeah. So let's try it one more time. Nah. For whatever reason, it's not working. There we go, we got it. Just took a few tries. Now, I will not be using the mathematician for the calculator. I just feel like the calculator, it's not really like, I don't know. To me, because the calculator can hit everything on the map if you have the right map. And it's not it takes playing the game out of the game. You know what I mean? So to counter magic, magic MP or magic attack up, move find item. And the reason why we have move find item is there's going to be some maps where you can find potions just kind of like laying around. Let's do best. Let's see. Do best here. Broadsword. Okay. And the reason why I take things off of Delita is because he's a bit of a shithead. Oh, let's go into the city. And we'll shop. Fitting room. Get some rods. Alright, we should be good. Let me buy some potions here. See, I have Phoenix down. I have 4,000? Okay. So now, realistically, I could put... Yeah, I think I will put auto potion on here. There we go. Auto potion. There. That protects them, at least. Alright, let's move on up. Make sure I have... Right, because I need to go until I get accumulate on Ramza. Accumulate really just makes combats kind of trivial. Because you can just accumulate it until you get up to an enemy. And with the ninja's double attack as well as equipped sword, you're just dishing out so much damage. I also need to make sure that I pick up steel weapon in the thief. Yeah. Having attained the highest rank of Holy Knight, yeah, his dad, Ramza's dad, is kind of on his deathbed. 50-year war. Now, I would really like to see a version of this game that's like a prequel, where it follows his dad, TG Sid, you know, all the old people, the old people that are essentially dying in this game. What is this? Alright. This long war will finally come to an end. Yeah. We're at the beginning of the game, bud. Dice Darg and Zalbag. I think... I can't remember the voice actor's name, but I think I heard that the voice for Dice Darg is going to be the same person that did Verso in Expedition 33, and also the voice of Clive from Final Fantasy 16, I want to say. So yeah, that's kind of exciting. The guy's got a cool voice. Listen, boy. Beowulf has served the royal family. Oh my god, they're all hillbillies now. In my headcanon, the Beowulf family is just a bunch of rednecks. Never shame your name. Never tolerate injustice. Jesus. Okay. Alright, well, that was a lot of dialogue, a lot of context on the world. I think that's where I'll call it for this episode. If you like what you see and you you like what you see? If you like this kind of content and you want to see more of it, make sure to like and comment below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I do have a Patreon, the Shoot YT, over on Patreon. I'll go ahead and link that in the description below. If you want extended reactions, extended Let's Plays, and specific exclusive content just to patrons, go ahead and I think it's only going to be $1. And yeah, I'll see you over there. If not, I will see you in the next episode of, what is it? Trail to Final Fantasy? I don't know. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.